All right, good morning. Listen, I'm just going to jump on for a few minutes. Already done one little short live about Sebastian Rogers and the FBI, and I want to know why do they ignore these children's cases but spend all this time and money over here on somebody else's case? I don't get it. I don't get it. I understand the lady needs to be found, and I want her to be found. Don't get me wrong. But these children deserve the same amount of respect on their case. They deserve to be found. Crickets is not working. Come on, man. Get off your ass and go do something about these missing children. Stop the bullshit. Anyway, now back to what my real story is about. My real story is about, do you realize that bots decide the fate of your life? If for some reason it doesn't pass the first little pass of YouTube's what do I want to call it? Overzealous, overstretching arms. Well, then a bot makes the decision. And then you're left to appeal, and a bot looks at it again. The only way to get a real appeal is if you send it to legal support at YouTube. And how do you find this address? You have to go out to ChatGPT or something like that to find the actual address. It is not listed anywhere on YouTube that I could see. Okay, that I could see. So I'm just letting you know that. So if you have problems with trying to get an appeal on something, if you're a creator and you've done something that you know does not break the rules, then you go appeal this, and then a bot makes the decision. How do you feel about that? Right? A lot of stuff never even gets a second look, even when you send it to the legal support team. Why? Because there's so many of us, they don't really care. They don't have time to care about you. That's right, they don't. So anyway, let's talk about why this happens and why it happens so often. Another thing about this is, you can go out there and bully somebody all day. You can rage bait all day. You can attack all day. You can say nasty things about people all day. But don't you dare make a mistake with your live that a bot is going to consider copyright or third-party material. Don't do that, because then they will get you. But you can do all this other crap and attack other people, hurt other people all day long, sit on lives for 6, 7, 8 hours doing it, and that's okay. YouTube, what's wrong with you? Get a grip, man. Take a look at what's going on. People are doing mass reportings on people who've done nothing wrong, but if you mass report somebody long enough, then they'll take the channel down. It's shit like that. Oh God, it's craziness. So how to get around the bot problem? That is the problem we have with YouTube. So let's talk about that for a second, okay? See how to get around. Okay, the bots on YouTube. Let's talk about it. Here we go. Let's see. That's the wrong. Let's see. Let me change how I write this. It's bots making decisions. Hang on a second. We'll take a look. There we go. Now, bots making decisions on YouTube operate in two distinct ways, and it's out there every day. Through YouTube's own AI-driven algorithms and through malicious third-party automation designed to manipulate engagement. See, they're manipulating the engagement then. YouTube's internal decision-making. It's all AI, folks. YouTube uses automated systems for content moderation, recommendation, and recently alerting videos. Content moderation has automated non-human systems, okay, often make decisions on flagging, demonetizing, and removing content for policy violations. AI video alterations. YouTube has tested AI tools that enhance video quality, such as adjusting lighting or colors without explicit creator consent. Okay? Recommendation algorithms. AI acts as a decision maker on what content to present to users, often, as studies show, guiding users toward more moderate content. Malicious third-party bot activity. This is so important. External actors using bots to automate behaviors that create false senses of popularity or to scam the user. View body. Software creators' artificial views to inflate video metrics and to trick the algorithm into prompting the content. And people do it every day. Bots are scripts to generate generic or scam-related comments, that boost engagements. Scammer impersonation. Bots often impersonate celebrities or creators to post links to phishing sites or fake cryptocurrency, such as the Elon Musk impersonator live streams. It's all over the place, folks, all over. artificial consensus. Swarms of bots can make fringe or radical ideas appear mainstream by manufacturing a consensus in the comment section. How to identify bots. Watch your chat. If you're a creator, watch your chat. Watch the people that come in it. Watch the people that go out it. Because the bots are in your chat every day. You just don't realize it. Accounts often lack specific pictures or have no personal bios or created very recently. That is a bot, okay? They exhibit tunnel vision or particular topics, comment repeatedly, or post irrelevant hashtags. Engagement. A high number of views with very few likes or comments suggests bots-driven search, or bots often fail to replicate human engagement patterns. Scam links. They often attach links to suspicious sites, offering free and possible rewards, free V-Bucks, crypto scams. So, I mean, you can turn those off in your, you can stop links from appearing in your chat by going over to your moderation area of YouTube. There's a place over there where you can control what's allowed in your chat and what's not allowed in your chat. Please go turn that off if you don't want bots in there causing your live to have problems, because it happens all the time. So let's go over here and look at Reddit. I love to look at Reddit and read their comments about this kind of thing, because it's out there. It's pretty darn bad. Okay, here we go. All right. Now, this is from Reddit. Notice, YouTube is using AI to make decisions that are inaccurate and unfairly. That's true. I mean, we have removed your YouTube. I mean, there are people getting their whole channels removed from this crap. We've reviewed, this is just a sample letter from YouTube sent to a different creator. We've reviewed your content and found severe or repeated violations of our spam, deceptive practices, and scam policies. Because of this, we've removed your channel from YouTube. You don't want to get that letter. But when you do get that letter, it's most likely AI driven. YouTube claims that I deceived my YouTube subscribers or audience by impersonating the celebrity of my fan page channel, which is comic, as you can clearly see. In the channel name, it states the celebrity's name and then supporters. Okay. I mean, that's a little cringy, but they did not violate. They did not. Then they'll use AI again to decide whether or not your appeal is rejected or approved. No surprise, this person's was rejected. I put a lot of work, blood, sweat, and tears into my YouTube channel and authenticity, growing it, and it was heartbreaking. Delete the channels and the content creators that actually make YouTube what it really is, a community, over some BS AI that isn't human or manually reviewed. I'm so disappointed. You know what? A lot of people are disappointed by this exact same thing, because we all have to deal with it. A lot of us end up in the middle of our live, just following the rules, and all of a sudden you get this little copyright or this little, there's a problem, and they take your live down right in the middle of it. Now, here's the problem with StreamYard. If you're in StreamYard, you can't see this. You have to have somebody over on YouTube watching over here to let you know, because you can't see it on StreamYard. What you see on StreamYard is all of a sudden you'll have people in there watching and it'll show 0. Then people in there watching and it'll show 0, because it's kind of bouncing in and out. And then all of a sudden it's just gone. That is a problem between StreamYard and YouTube. And that kind of needs to be corrected, okay? Because that really leads to problems, for creators who think they are following the rules, and in most cases they are. But this AI bot system that just seems to go out there and be just spreading its fingers and feelers all over YouTube all at the same time, just selecting random whatevers. It's ridiculous. It's not fair. It is not fair. They need to do something different. What they should do, I have no idea. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I wish I could find a different streaming, something else that we could do our lives on that would not have this problem. But I believe that every one of these major streaming services like this, or these social media sites, is going to be bot driven, because that is the only way they can manage the millions of creators that create channels. So the only way to manage this 24/7 is through bots. That's what I believe has happened here, and it's really sad. It really is. Good. There are good channels with their information being taken down simply because an AI bot decided it wasn't proper. Is that fair? Right? It's not fair, but it happens every single day. So just be aware of that. I mean, a lot of people don't realize, especially the viewers don't realize how much AI is, how much of YouTube is AI driven. They just don't realize that. I mean, I did not realize that when I first got into it. I had no idea. So it's just kind of I don't know if it's I don't know. I think it's probably a Google thing, to be honest with you. I mean, YouTube works through Google, right? So I think it's kind of a Google thing. But what to do about it? That's the question. We just don't know. I just don't know. So I just wanted to talk about for a minute because it's kind of upsetting when you're dealing with this and there's nobody to turn to. You've got nobody to turn to. When you go out there and you look at YouTube and you're like, oh, I need help, YouTube, blah, blah, blah. It gives you all this FAQs. Go try these first. That's it. That's all it gives. You have to go hunt for any other information or go hunt down some other way to contact YouTube. It's just not that simple. So that is what I wanted to talk about for just a minute. Let you guys know, hey, just like, okay, our live stream last night, we're going to give away a nice, beautiful Duty and Work handbag, right? Talked about this for 2 weeks. We get on our live, we're going along, and all of a sudden it is shut down. Okay. Something about some kind of content. Well, here's the thing. Every one of the videos I showed were YouTube videos. I went through Bing. I went through Bing, got on YouTube, and showed them, and that is considered third party content? No, it's not. Okay, they want you to be original, right? Okay, well, let's be original. Do you realize you can go out to NASA or some of these other government websites, and you can pull up the telescopes and show exactly what they're seeing live for free. There is no copyright on that. They want you to show this to other people, but that is considered third party. Did you know that? No. I consider that original content, but of course the AI believe that is some kind of third party something. So I mean that's kind of the problems here with this situation. What I'm going to do about it? Well, let's see. For our live last night, it was taken down unfairly. I'm going to redo this live in a week or so. We're going to redo the live. We're going to choose a different topic. I guess we'll talk about what everybody else is talking about instead of trying to be original over here. And we'll just have to redo our live and give away our bag that way. Actually, we have 2 bags here. I'm going to let whoever wins this bag have the choice of either bag. They can take either one. They're both brand new, still with the packaging, never been used. So one is pink and one is black. And I hope to be able to do this last night. But as you can see, it did not happen due to AI bots deciding the fate of my life. Anyway, my dog's barking a little bit. I don't know what his problem is. He's just a dog. They just bark sometimes. So let me see if I can shut this down. Let me see if I can make him stop barking. Hang on. Let me shut the door. One moment. Okay. Now, all right, that's better. We also have, for our giveaway, we also have 3 other smaller prizes, because what I wanted to do was have at least 500 people into the chat, and then you have to stay the whole 2 hours, because we have about 2 hour shows, something like that. And then at the end of the live, maybe 1:45, something like that, we'll go ahead and pick a number. Whoever says that number wins the bag. It's that simple. But what I was going to do is, if we have less than 500 people in the chat, I'm going to pick the number, and you can have one of the other prizes, which is these cute little, I don't know if you've ever seen these or not. I'll put them on community page. They're these little Victoria's Secret pink dogs. Okay, so they come in all different patterns, and I have a bunch of these little pink dogs. I collect those too. I'm just terrible. I collect Duty and Work handbags, and I collect Victoria's Secret little dogs. I have way too many toys here, so I'm gonna start giving some of them away. They're all still in original packages, etc. So that was the plan, and that's what happened last night to our live. Am I gonna fight it? Yes, I am. Is it gonna do me any good? I don't know, but I am gonna fight it. I'm going to go straight to support@legal@youtube.com to try to take care of this situation. It happens to people all the time, every day. Just know that about YouTube. Don't be shocked when all of a sudden your live is gone. Right in the middle of it, when you first notice that something's happening and you try to get out of it, it's too late. By that time, it's already shut it down. Know that about it as well. The only other thing I want to talk about this morning, as far as what's going on, AI and all that kind of stuff, is let's talk about Nancy Guthrie for a minute. Now, I really want this lady found. It is a terrible situation. It's so unbelievable that this is still going on this many days later. I never thought it would last this long. How is this woman still alive? God, I hope she is. Just like the children that we know are missing, just like Sebastian, just like Devlin, just like Summer Wells. The list goes on. We hope they're all still out there. We hope they can still be found. But we need the FBI to help all of them, not just some of them, and not just one time. Okay? There's reward money out for Sebastian. There's reward money out for Nancy Guthrie, right? That means that the FBI has put this money out for a reason. So go do something. Stop being crickets. Go do something, FBI. Come on. Get back over there in Tennessee. Do something. It's been almost 2 years. That family is suffering every single day. Can you imagine not knowing where your child is? Or even if you've had a child go missing, or even if you've had a child that has passed, you at least have closure. If you know where your child, you have closure. These people do not have closure. They're over there every day, living in hell with no help. Even though the FBI put the reward money up, what are they doing? It's like crickets again, not helping. But they're over here for this one every single day, doing something with this other case. What makes one case more popular than the other? I don't get it. It's so confusing. I wish I understood. I know there's only so many agents. I know there's only so many things that can be done, but think about it. Think about it. How do you think these parents feel? You don't want to be in their shoes. And the worst thing that happens to these parents is for people, let's say for any of these people, the worst thing that happens for people when they have people missing and it becomes a high profile case like this is for it to turn into a media circus. And that's what happens. Okay. We've got the sheriff being blamed. Now we've got this person being blamed. Now they supposedly cleared the family, but how can you clear the family? The person hasn't been found. And they're talking about the sheriff is this. Stop. I mean, it just goes crazy how this happens and what's being said and all the different parties, but all the people getting themselves involved in it. I mean, what do you think you're going to do over there? You're not going to do nothing. So let's look at Nancy Guthrie for just a minute here. I mean, one of the questions I had about this, and I could be so wrong, I really could, I don't really know, but I could be very, very wrong, is the fact that the reason why this case gets so much more attention is because of Savannah. Is it because she's on Good Morning America? Is it because she makes, millions of dollars every year? Is that the reason why? Why is it now the president's going to do something if she's found? Yes, she's an 84-year-old woman. And yes, this was not fair. It should never happen this way. But again, let's go ahead and talk about it. I don't see the president over there talking about Sebastian as promised. Remember, we heard from at night. Oh yeah, Washington's getting involved. What happened there? Okay, what happened there? Here we again, almost at the 2-year mark. But let's look at Nancy Guthrie's case for a second, and let's see about how many stories there is about it's the sheriff's fault. Okay, here we go. I am on my little iPad looking around. Okay. Let's just go check it out. Okay. This is right here in the news. Based on reports surrounding the February 2026 disappearance of Nancy Guthrie in Pima County, Arizona, Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos has faced criticism regarding the investigation, with some accusations that his department did not properly manage the case or cooperate with federal authorities. Okay, so right here we're blaming the sheriffs, and here's the reasons why they're saying it. Evidence handling disputes. Reports surfaced accusing the Sheriff's Department of blocking the FBI from accessing key evidence, such as potentially the crucial gloves, choosing instead to send items to a private lab in Florida. Delayed assistance. There have been claims that the Sheriff's Department did not request assistance from the FBI soon enough, which critics argue prolonged the investigation. A botched investigation claims. Some observers and former law enforcement agents have criticized the handling of the crime scene and the speed of the investigation, leading to accusations that the case was botched. Over here, the next one is Sheriff's Defense. Sheriff Chris Nanos has defended his department's actions, stating they are working with the FBI and that the investigation is collaborative efforts, while also refuting claims that the evidence was being withheld. Family cleared. Despite early scrutiny, the sheriff stated that all of Nancy Guthrie's family members have been ruled out as suspects. Now, let me ask you a question. Just simply want to know the answer. If the woman has not been found, how can you clear anybody? Okay, No, I just don't understand how that happens. Now, I'm not law enforcement. I don't claim to be. Maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong. I don't really know. But for me, that's odd that the woman's still missing and you're going to clear people. I mean, they never cleared anybody in Sebastian Rogers' case, have they? They've still got everybody, being to blame. They're still talking about Seth. They're still talking about, hey, Katie. They're still talking about Chris. Nobody's been cleared in that case. So how are they clearing anybody in Nancy Guthrie's case? And the reason why I'm comparing these two is because they both have reward money from the FBI. I think they should be compared, right? Because there's some of the same kind of information happening here about who did what on the blame game, right? Let's look at something else over here. I want to know, how is a family cleared when the lady has not been found? Okay, we're going to look this up. When the person is still missing. Okay, let's look at this. Family members are typically cleared as suspects in missing persons cases through investigation means such as DNA, analysis of evidence, alibi verification, polygraph tests, and through searches of homes and property. Okay, hang on a minute. That's what you're saying. But look, supposedly these other people took a polygraph test and they've got alibis, but they're still not clear. So how are you clearing Nancy Guthrie's family? Remember, the DNA, they did not find any matches in the system. So who does the DNA belong to? We don't know yet. It's an unknown, right? So in that case, how is anybody cleared? Please help me. So methods of clearing a family. Okay. Forensic evidence. Investigators analyze the DNA, fingerprints, or other forensic evidence found at the scene or elsewhere to determine if it matches the family members. The CODIS database. Evidence is submitted to the Combined DNA Index System, or CODIS, to check for matches, which helps rule out potential suspects. The alibi verification. Detectives verify the whereabouts of family members during the time a person went missing. Sure. Interviewers and interrogations, repeated interviews, and in some cases polygraph tests are used to check for consistency in statements. Electronic financial records. Examination of cell phone records, bank statements, and computer history can establish the family member was not involved. Okay, but still, you're clearing people, but they've not been found. You don't have any real leads. So how are you clearing people? For me, it's kind of hard. Missing persons reports. Filing a formal report with law enforcement is the first step. Proactive cooperation. Families often work with law enforcement, providing access to homes, personal devices, and records to voluntarily clear themselves, okay? Formal clearance. While not always public, authorities will formally advise or indicate the family members are no longer considered persons of interest once evidence suggests they were not involved. Okay, well, if that's the case, we're just going to talk about Sebastian Rogers' case for a minute. Look what's happening over there. Still nobody's cleared, but we've had alibis checked, people taking polygraph tests, but they won't clear anybody over there, because as soon as they did clear somebody, Steph would have the ability to get the cold case people involved. But no, we can't do that right now. But over here in Nancy Guthrie's case, we can clear that family. So if she's never found, they can get the cold case people involved. Why? Why is this happening this way? Look at Summer Wells. Have any of those people been cleared? I don't know. Let's check it out because I don't believe they have. And don't you know, Summer Wells' case could be looked at by cold case if the family members were cleared. Remember this. Let's look at Summer Wells. Okay, we'll look quickly. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day this morning. It's a pretty morning up here in Austin. It's warmed up. We're so excited. Okay, here's the discussions. Let's see. Cleared by, I need to put by sheriff's department, by police. I'll just say by police so we can get the real answers. Okay. If there were holes in the story of any of the 6 family members or 2 witnesses from 2:30 p.m., Allie and Hunter, the police would have arrested. Okay, this is from Facebook, and it's talking about the Summer Wells case. Okay, Summer Wells, suspect identified. This is a must-see. We figured out where the trade-off happened. Okay, this is from Donna Serafina Jones, and this was November the 9th, 2025. I'm reading this now. I have never seen it before. I do not go to Facebook. Let me just announce that right now. We figured out that likely, oh boy, why is she saying this? This is a must-see. We figured out where the trade-off happened. We figured out the likely killer. This literally is the most explosive new information in the last 2 years. If you've been following this case of Summer Wells, you really have to see this live stream. Oh, this is an advertisement for somebody's channel, I guess. I was contacted by Ziggy and Fred Hill about Summer Wells, and so I started talking to Fred Hill, one of the Don Wells neighbors. They lived in the holler, okay? I described some information to him from the readings. I never uploaded. He knew the locations based on my descriptions right away. I started giving a little more description of the man who actually did the final act and the costume on a film for those that remember, who I was talking about right away. He identified the person consistent with my description right away. This is new information. It should be investigated. If you're following this case, you have to see this video. Well, no, I'm not going to do that because my question is, have they cleared the family? And I don't think the answer is no. So if they have not cleared the family, the cold case people cannot come in and look at Utah Summer Wells, which they need to, because look how long her case has been open, right? I don't know why. Did the FBI even give anything on her case? I don't think they did. Let's take a look. I don't think the FBI had anything to do with her case, which I don't understand that at all. Let's see, FBI involvement. Hang on. In Summer Wells. Hang on a second. Let's see if they're even involved. Okay, here we go. Oh, hang on. iPad wants to act up a little bit. Okay. Sometimes when it has too much information on it, it starts doing this thing where it won't go to the site that you're trying to go to. It's kind of weird. Okay. The Federal Bureau of Investigations has been involved in the investigation of 5-year-old Summer Wells, who disappeared from her Hawkins County, Tennessee home since she was reported missing on June 15th of 2021. The case remains active and ongoing as late as 2025, with the FBI working alongside the TBI and the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office to follow up on leads. Now, here's the key aspects for poor little Summer Wells. Specialized teams. Shortly after her disappearance in June, the FBI deployed a specialized team of child abduction experts to the search. But I do not see any money being donated or being offered for tips on her. Any reward money, anything. Why not? Why is this case being treated differently? The FBI continues to be involved with recent activity reported in November 2025 regarding new leads in the case. The search operations. FBI has participated in extensive large-scale searches, including a recent in-depth investigation in November in the 3500 block of Van Hill Road. Resources. The FBI provides technical assistance, data analysis, including cellular and electronic data, and investigative resources to local law enforcement. It is an active case as of 2025 and not considered a cold case. Over 7,000 tips have been received by law enforcement, and authorities continue to pursue them. The Amber Alert issued on June 16th remains in effect. So there is an Amber Alert for Summer Utah Wells. But why was there no money offered up for her? There was money offered up for Sebastian, and there's been a large amount of money offered up for Mrs. Guthrie. What's going on here? Why are these cases being treated differently? So, let's look at this. Why would the FBI get involved in a kidnapping? Or why does the FBI get involved in a missing persons? The FBI typically investigates adult disappearances only if foul play, kidnapping, or crossing state lines is suspected. Number one, how do we know that foul play happened? How do we know a kidnapping happened? And how do we know that somebody went across the state line in the Guthrie case? We don't. They found a few drops and they saw a man on a camera. Unless they have information that they're not sharing with the public, which could very well be happening right now, they may have information that she actually was drugged out of the house by 1 or 2 people that we don't know about, and that's okay. We don't need to know everything, and I hope that is the case, okay? I'm just trying to figure out, why is the FBI treating one case differently than this case or than that case? So that is why I'm looking at this today. Then there is, let's see. It says it's an active case. I'm going down a little bit more. The Summer Wells case is not cold. Okay, we know that. Today, that was 8 months ago, was another anniversary. Do you realize the child's now had another birthday, and she's going to have another one soon? It's so sad. Where is this baby? Children do not just disappear into the night. That does not happen. So we're going to talk about kidnapping. Federal jurisdiction, when a person is kidnapped or transported, kidnapping within a special maritime or territorial jurisdiction in the United States, or kidnapping with a special aircraft jurisdiction. Okay, well, that's something we don't know about. At what point does the FBI get involved is what we're looking at. The most obvious scenario prompting FBI involvement is when an alleged crime violates established federal criminal laws and statutes. A few common examples are drug trafficking across state lines, international borders, bank fraud against federal insured institutions. What's that got to do with missing person? Please tell me. Does the FBI investigate missing children? The FBI has jurisdiction to immediately investigate any reported mysterious disappearance or kidnapping of a child. Do not wait to report a child missing. Call your local FBI office and the closest international office, okay? So see, this raises all kinds of questions. It's all kinds of questions as to why are we spending, why don't they, if you can clear family members in the Guthrie case, you can clear family members in the Rogers case so that they can get the cold case people involved. Please listen, people, listen, law enforcement, listen. Unless you have something you can use to actually go out and make an arrest and do something about this missing child, please let it go ahead and clear those parents. Let the cold case people get involved. Let something be done about this case. Don't just keep holding on and thinking, okay, one day somebody's just going to report that they have found remains of something somewhere. Nobody wants, you shouldn't wait around like that. No, that's not fair. It's not fair to the family. It's not fair to the missing child. Now, I don't know what else to say about this other than it's really horrific. And, the parents, I feel so sorry for all of the parents involved. I feel sorry for the Guthrie's family. I want this to be over for all of them. I do. But I think every case should be treated the same, but that's clearly not what happens. I don't know how long the FBI is going to stay on this Guthrie case and ignore these other cases. If the FBI puts the money up, then the FBI should be directly doing something. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Again, I know law enforcement owes us nothing. I get that. I know they're all trying to do a job. I understand that. And I understand they keep saying the case is not cold, this case is not cold, that case is not cold. Well, something needs to happen. Please, and if you can hear my voice and if you care, please go out and help support Sebastian Rogers' case. Go out for the planned event. Go out and participate. Go out and show you care. If you live in the area or you live close enough to get there, go out and show you care. Help a parent help his child. That's what I'm going to say about that. And again, really, my discussion was actually going to be about how bots decide the fate of your lives on YouTube. But, over here on this channel, we kind of get sidetracked all the time when we go into something else. And I just thought about it and went into it when I started discussing these cases and why the FBI is not, why we have crickets. Why do we have crickets everywhere? Just chirping little crickets everywhere. Anyway. You all have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you later. I always say, take care of yourself. Be safe out there. Go hug your little babies. Life is short and your time with them is even shorter. So go out there and have a good day, guys. Enjoy the beautiful weather. And God, please give us information on where Sebastian Rogers is. Where is Summer Wells? Where is Miss Guthrie? These cases need to be solved, and they need to be solved now. You all have a good afternoon. Bye, guys.